Hi guys, welcome to the next video. So today I wanted to try out a new IT foundation. Now it's from IT Cosmetics. It's called Your Skin But Better. You might have seen it on my Instagram. It's supposed to give you amazing skin within 2 weeks, but it's still a foundation. So I wanted to focus on this today. I did get the Teddy Bear from Too Faced eyeshadow palette, but I wanted to give them both kind of an equal try. So this is what it's called. It's IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation. I will put it up on the screen. I got it from Cult Beauty, and you can get, I just know that because we're not going out as much and I don't have much time, I get skin matched, color matched on, they have a little option where you can get, I think I mentioned it before, where you can get color matched. So it says improves bare skin in 2 weeks. I like the packaging, very attractive packaging. I think Elf are doing something very similar in the CC cream. So this is the foundation. So let's see what it says for you guys, and for me obviously as well. It says improves bare skin in 2 weeks. It evens out the appearance of your skin tone, visibly refines your skin texture and softens your skin. So we're going to have a look at that today. I thought it'd be better just a little bit up close today. This is what it looks like. I do like the packaging, guys. I think they've really improved their packaging, and that's what it looks like. And I got, mine is in Fair 3. So yes, so that's my, has a pump. I love the pump it has. So what I'm going to do is just moisturize, and because I wanted to kind of give this a really fair try. Usually I'd wear like beforehand or over my foundation, like Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Glow or some sort of illuminator in my foundation routine. But I do want to give this a fair shot. I want to see what it does without any kind of primer that would add any benefit. So the only thing I'm doing today in terms of primer after I moisturize is the Camera Ready Prime Magic from W7, and this is just for redness, so it's not going to do anything but just reduce the redness, which is what I'd want anyway. So I'm just going to put on my moisturizer. This is vitamin E from Superdrugs Skincare, and we're just going to do this around the face, not too much. It has SPF 15. We're just going to move that around. Okay. And then I'm going to just put on the W7, which I got on Amazon. It's camera ready. I think you can get the clear one, but I'm putting on the green one because it just targets redness. So this is what it looks like. This, you don't need a lot. There's a pump, is fine. Okay, and we are going in. I target the areas. I used to put it all over my face, but I really just target areas, two things really, where your makeup tends to come off first and where the redness is, which is really for me is the nose and the T-zone. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It doesn't feel greasy on the skin, it just feels like it's smooth. Some textures are really greasy in their primers, and it's a mixture between oil and watery, and it doesn't feel quite right, but it does just feel really smooth, and that's what you want. So I'm just going to use, I filled this up with water now that I've got a new one coming, but this is the Vitamin E Skincare Hydrating Spray. I've used it for years, but it's the hydrating mist. So I've just refilled it with cold water and I've popped it in the fridge, and I use it to kind of wet my sponges and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do today. And first of all, we're just going to put a little bit of a pump. So this is what it looks like. How many mils? I think it's 30. Yeah, 30 mil, and I'm in Fair Warm 10. So let's pop that on. There. Now it hasn't been used, so oh, there you go. Really watery consistency, guys. Really watery. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna dampen my beauty blender. That's really interesting. So obviously it's not a thick concealer, but it does say medium coverage, so that will be interesting. So let's get some on the and we're just gonna blend that around. Sometimes I would apply it to my face, and other times I apply it to the beauty blender. So today I just wanted to apply it to the beauty blender. It's not a concealer and foundation, so I will be going in with my Elf Camo concealer. So I'm giving that the benefit of not putting any, as I said before, Charlotte Tilbury, anything illuminating really that I have, not just Charlotte Tilbury. I do have a couple of illuminating creams that you can put to kind of visibly, you know, make your skin look refreshed and hydrated. And I'm just looking now from one side to the other. So basically what this is saying is that it's your skin, but better. So I can actually see right now it does just look like my skin. It feels really light. It doesn't feel like I've got foundation on. And you can see from one side to the other, two things. I think the redness is gone, but I think that's W7. And the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better has been put on this side. I like the colour. You can see literally the down here, and I think the only difference here is the redness. So far I'm liking it. I wasn't sure about the colour match, but they colour matched me to Fair Warm 3. So looking in the mirror, it definitely looks natural. I'm happy with the application. It's not, sometimes you get this really, when they promise so much, like Your Skin But Better or improves your skin within 2 weeks, these kind of claims, I would expect it to be a bit thicker, but the consistency it's watery, so be careful about that. Just be careful if you're pumping it out, it does go down your skin quick. What I would then do is, I think what I would do now is maybe pump it out, get my finger and just dab it around and then work it in. So what I'm going to do is, I might need another pump, but what I'm going to do, half a pump there, what I'm going to do is just place it on this side of the skin, really, side of the face. So in other news, I've organised Christmas for the first time, and this is crazy because I'm in my 30s and you wouldn't expect this, but my parents have been split since I was very young, before I was born really. And for the first time this year, both of my parents will be with me. It was kind of one of those things where I think COVID has just kept us all away. I've only been able to go to my mum, which is in England and Ireland. Obviously it's not very far, but my dad's in America. So there was like a random decision for dad to come here, and my mum always comes here for Christmas anyway. So for the first year in my 30s, I'll have both parents for Christmas, which sounds really unusual because you're in your 30s. But yeah, so it's kind of like weird. I'm gonna have both of my parents on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So yeah, it could go good. Both of them are happy to do it, so that's a good step in itself. So that will be interesting. Lots of pictures on Instagram for that. I do want to go back to Ireland in October because a lot of my dad's side of the family live there and I want to see them. I don't want to let that go by because they're really lovely people, and I love keeping in contact with all family. So yes, so I'm hoping towards the end of October, when the kids have their holidays, I'll get over there. So yes, now I did have kind of with my finger, if you noticed when we were talking, and a little bit towards the end I used my sponge. Looking in the mirror, and I did this in pure daylight today. There's no you know, artificial lighting or anything like that, and I like doing that particularly in foundations because you really see what it's going to look like going throughout the day. Now in saying that, it'll be interesting to see how long it lasts. Let's see, does this say anything else? So when I was looking at it, I really wanted to research it for you guys. So it's, as I'm getting older, what I'm trying to do is not really pile on foundation, not kind of have it thick and kind of keep piling it on throughout the day. I want something that's going to make my skin look good but not feel so heavy, and taking into account kind of the seasons are changing and things like that. So it does say improves bare skin in 2 weeks, so I'm going to use this straight for 2 weeks no matter what happens. You know, if I'm rushing throughout the day, I'm still going to make time in the morning to put this on. And literally it is the 7th today, so literally in 2 weeks time I'm going to come back and we're going to see how that feels, and if it's actually worked. It says it's water light, medium coverage, so medium. Okay, it does say natural radiant finish, so that's why I didn't want to put anything underneath that would all like glow, if you know what I mean, or illuminate, because it's supposed to give you that radiant look. Okay, so yeah, so far when it says medium coverage, I see, because I can still see a little bit of remainder of kind of, I had a little bit of breakout, so I do see that point. It is medium coverage, it's not full. Just to kind of let you know, obviously it's a very even now. You can see on the pump it's left a little bit because it's a very water light kind of thing. So that's something to be aware of. But it actually means you use less, which is actually a good thing because it means that it will last you longer. So that's done. So then I'm going to go in with my concealer. And this is the Elf Camo concealer. I'm loving it. It's one of my favorites. I've got lots in my stash, my foundation box and concealer box. I've got all sorted out now. But this has just been so trusty. I've loved it. So put that on, just dabbing it where it needs to be here, and a little bit on the nose. I'm trying not to use it too much, just the areas that it needs. And then what I am going to do is just go down here so that it separates any contour or bronze that we do. Okay, and do a little thing up here. Everyone does the cross, don't they, or the three things. There we go. Okay, it looks like I've got more, but I've actually got less on. I know that doesn't make sense. But there we go. I'm going to spray my brush again. I'm trying to use up, and I think that I haven't seen anyone use this in so long, but I've got MAC, which seems to have just, it's still around, but no one usually gets it. It's never really talked about anymore, but I've had this Fix Magic Radiance from Look Fantastic for a while, and I'm just trying to kind of do a use what you have kind of thing, because otherwise you just end up with so much stuff, you get confused. And also, why not just use what you have and don't feel the pressure, even if it's NYX. If it's anything, I've got a NYX one too. Just use it up and don't feel the pressure to get anything new. Just do what's right for you. So let's do that. Okay, I try to dab it in instead of moving it around the face too much, and that comes a lot with using a mist or some water, because this particular beauty blender, it really does soak in the water, so I have to be really careful. I might go back and get the Real Techniques. This was I've got a set of 2 and they came on Amazon, and I really needed something quick and I got them. But I did have about 6 months ago a Real Techniques one, and I accidentally left it in Ireland. No, so it would have been a year ago at this point. I brought it over. Actually, no, obviously August, sorry. And it did. Yeah, I left it by accident. So you can see it's just doing its thing. I haven't brought it down on purpose or anything like that, which I sometimes would, because I want the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better to really do its job. That's why I only put it in certain places, because usually what I would do is kind of make that triangle shape. And I just think for this particular purpose, we want to see what this looks like. So, okay, 12 minutes. I'm trying to not get them too long. I always say that and they end up being over 20 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So yes, if you're wondering what the necklace is, this is Freshwater Saltwater Secrets. She's amazing. She sent me this, and she also sent me the earrings, so I will link her down below. She's really, really amazing. She does all of natural saltwater jewellery. I've got some in emerald green, and I've got the clear as well. I sent this to my mum too. They're beautiful. She's on Etsy, so I will link her shop below. Really, really nice woman. Lovely feedback. She follows up with you, kind of a really nice person. So I can see, if you see what I mean, I've left it a little bit too long while I've been chatting, and it does soak up. So you can see it's left a little bit of kind of light streaks there. So we're just going to dab that. We're not going to drag it. We're just going to dab. Yeah, just quickly. And that's sometimes what happens if you leave it a bit too long. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, this is the Halo Glow setting powder, and it's translucent, so it just it definitely does what it says. If you've looked at my videos before, I have said take your time buffing this out, because it does look white when it goes on, but actually if you really take the time, don't use too much, it really doesn't take away from what you've done, but it does the job in terms of setting everything. So it does have a sift as well, so you can just turn that around when you need it. And I usually just put it into the lid, so you're not dipping anything in, you're just going to what you need. I'm actually started coming to the end of this now, which is good, because I think I want to try something different. It's definitely a dependable one, but I just kind of had my eye on another one that I want to try. So I'm just going to put my brush in there. If you see what I mean, it does give a little bit of a white sheen, but that does fade away once you... So I'm still seeing some redness coming through, so that's just something that I'm noticing with this foundation. I obviously do suffer from redness in the cheeks. I'm still slightly seeing it come through, slightly, but it is a light, it says light to medium, well, it says medium coverage with it foundation, so we'll see. So that really, with one pump, is what's happened, and we've put our Elf concealer there as well. So I am feeling that I need a little, I don't know why, but I'm feeling that I need extra setting powder. I don't know why. Just looking in the mirror. Maybe I'm just seeing areas that the foundations would usually cover, but in saying that, it's a lovely, lovely texture, you know, lovely feeling, very soft on the skin. Okay. So I actually went back in with my camo concealer because I felt there still was places I need, and I could feel the redness come through. I could see it after we put our foundation on. Yeah, I definitely needed a little bit more coverage. Obviously blended in here what we've done on the chin or the sides as well of the jaw. I'm liking the color. I'm liking what I can see what they're saying and what they're going for. They're going for light coverage, natural skin, improves the skin. I don't know how this will improve the skin. It'll be interesting. I'm really going to work with this for 2 weeks. It does claim a lot, so we'll see. I think it was, and it is a bit more expensive. It's I will put the, I don't want to say what the price is now, and then it's something else. So what I'll do is I'll pop it up on screen. It was on Cult Beauty, which I will also link below. So first impressions, lovely packaging. The claims will be interesting in 2 weeks' time. Very light. It does come out really quickly because it's a water-based foundation, which I found out. I'm not sure about it. I did notice just on maybe a minus point is I did use a little bit more Elf Camo concealer than I usually would, because I could still see areas. And that's unusual because it does say it's medium coverage. So it's interesting. Right now, I'm hoping it goes better. At the minute, I'm feeling it's not a huge difference for a lower brand. For example, I would use W7. I've had their concealer, it's been amazing. I've used Elf's, it's been amazing. It Cosmetics are kind of in the middle in terms of brand, so we'll see in terms of cost. I mean, I'm definitely gonna, I'm so curious about it. I want to do it for 2 weeks. The CC cream, obviously they've both been out for a long time. As I said before, I'm trying to use different things with my skin. I'm trying to invest in foundations and creams. So for example, LMS I found out are vegan, which I wasn't sure about before, but they are. I follow Keely. She's an LMS therapist on QVC, but she's also got her own page on Facebook. So I follow her. So I've got a starter pack coming. LMS is just beautiful, beautiful, buttery, kind of natural. Pro collagen is a lot that's involved in their the making of their products. So that's going to be something I'll be doing down the line. So basically what I'm trying to do is invest in my foundations and creams, because as you get older, it's your skin really that's going to show. You could have an amazing eye look, you could have amazing lipstick. If your skin isn't right, it's going to show through. So yes, I wanted to do the IT Cosmetics mainly because they said the claims of your skin is better in 2 weeks' time. So I want to see what happens with that. So yes, Your Skin But Better foundation and skincare. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see that. So nice, hopeful claims. So that's positive claims, and that's claims only, that it does do what it says it does. The only thing I would say is I did have to watch afterwards what I put on, because I could still see areas that definitely needed coverage. So yes, we'll see about that. I used a little bit more of Elf Camo concealer. We have set everything. What I'm going to do now is I'm sticking with Elf today, and it's their contour palette. You can always use it as a bronzing palette too. So you've got your really dark one here, you've got the brighter, you've got your, if you don't have any setting powder, this is great. And then you just have your kind of highlight here as well. So we're going to use that. I've got an Elf, there's an Elf Back to School set too, but I also think it could be back to work. It doesn't have to be back to school, back to the office. You get to add in what you want to. So you do get the, I've got their Elf, you've got the Big Mood Mascara, you get, I think you get one of their duos. You get a lot in it, but you get to choose your tones, and you get to choose the ones that you want. So that's really good. I'll link that below too. I think Elf are an amazing brand. They really are. So what I'm going to do is go in with my contour brush. I'm going to go for a contour today, and I'm going to use their medium color. These, you can actually push these out too. So you can add your own when this is, you can basically use the palette again, which is great. I hate throwing away packaging when you don't need to. So I'm putting a little bit of that on. I'm going really light, super light. You can see why. Super, super light. And then I straight away, if you know what I straight away kind of go in with the powder brush because you're getting that natural look. I don't want that really kind of harsh streak. Okay. Because I want to bring it in, but I don't want it to look really harsh, so I'm going to go in again. And what's left on the brush, I'm not going to go in with something else. Kind of upward motion. And then we're just bringing that, and we're not being afraid. Bring it across, because that's where this sun naturally hits your face. Okay, so I'm liking that. I'm liking it. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Really light. I think the trick for me is always blending it out with a clean brush. For me, it's always worked. Okay. So now that's done, you could go in with your highlight, which I'm going to do today. This is my Bella & Bear highlight brush here, and I'm going to use this one here. It's a little bit illuminating, but it's just nice. Just give your cheeks that shine, just above the cheeks. Just here. Just to give that kind of fresh look. And the other thing is I do feel I need to go in with it because I feel like the It Cosmetics is a little bit flat. It looks a bit flat on me, but that may be just me. We're going to see it for 2 weeks. It's going to be a project of mine. That's just giving me a little bit of a highlight. And what I might do after the eye look, or even before, is bring it into the corner as well. So we're not really focusing on a brand with the eye look today. Okay, just a little bit like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a blush. I'm using this is the blush palette and highlight, and this is, I've got Watermelon coming. This is from Elf. This is lychee, lychee, that's what it's called. You can see it's a bit of a darker blush, but I do like it. It's really nice, deep tone, very autumnal as well. So we're going to go in with Elf's, and I'm looking for their blush brush. This is their blush. I love the size. I do love Real Techniques, and I've been a fan of Real Techniques for years. But I love this blush brush. I love the shape, and I love it's really easy to, when you wash, it's just amazing. It keeps its bristles really well. So we're just going to go in a little bit. I'm just going to dab that a little. You don't need a lot. Smile to bring your cheeks forward. And I am a blush person, so what might be comfortable for me may not be comfortable for you, but I'm just going to, it's beautiful. I just love the colour. I love the colour. Watermelon is a little bit lighter, but that's coming in my Elf haul. So that, to me, I like it because it's not taking away from my highlight. You can see the contour. I'm liking that a lot. So today with the, I'm doing my Twilight and Dusk palette today for eyeshadow. It's not going to be anything huge because I really want the face to show the foundation. You know, what I'll do before that is use my W7 brow bar, and I'll just be right back. We're back. And what I'm going to do for eye primer is I've been getting a lot of tester versions. I think always get a tester version of a product if you can. So I've always used my Elf putty primer. Today I wanted to do I've had this in the back of my drawer and it's been so bad I haven't used it. But this is just Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in original. This is their tester version. I think it's, well, I call it a tester version, but it's only 5 mils. I'm not going to get something basically that I don't really want. It does come with an applicator, which is great, but I know Milani's primer is amazing as well, but I just want to put it, I will say it's very watery, so not a thickness, but that could be because I'm used to putty primer. What we're going to do, and I am going to have to blend that in with my fingers. I do need to grab it a little. I do find the product I need to grab for a little bit more. There we go, and it's kind of a very watery, greasy consistency, but then it does catch the product really well too. So still making my mind up about it. I think there are really other good products out there that do the same thing, and you do have to really go in and get it a little bit more. So that's not. Okay. Okay. It looks a little bit less on this side, so let me dab a bit more. Okay, so I'm going in with my Ucanbe Twilight and Dusk palette. Do get them there. I will put the it's Huda Beauty dupe, but I will put up the name of the palette itself. This is used a lot. You can see they're all named. Beautiful colors. Sometimes you will look at a palette and you'll buy it, and you'll look at it online or in a shop and you'll think the colors just don't make sense together. I think these make sense. They've got all of their shimmers above, and I think you could make so many eye looks. They haven't gone too they haven't shied away from color, so you get that really nice hot pinks as well, and reds. And if you want to go for a darker look here too, they do have them. They're all named. So let's go in. I'm going to go in just with a base and it's going to be blazing. So I'm going to take my fluffy brush for that one. And I've got this is the Mango 5116. And this is from Manish, and I can put them on Amazon as well. So this is blazing, and we're just going to use that just above the lid, just to give us a bit of a base to work with. So I would highly recommend this palette, guys. Fraction of the price for both high end, such as Anastasia Beverly Hills, and all I'm doing is using that as a base. So we're not bringing it any higher than we need to. We're stopping where the eye, always just make sure you're stopping where your eye ends, the eye shape. And I'm not lifting my eye anyway. I'm not trying to purposely do anything. We're just giving ourselves a base color, basically. Going back in. You can see I need more product on that side. The staying power is really good as well. I've never had an issue with it for fallout, anything like that. It's one of Ucanbe Twilight. Ucanbe themselves are an amazing brand. Okay, so I'm not bringing it in too far. Okay, so we're just using that as a base. So what I'm then going to go in with is I'm going to look at I was going to either look at Angelic or Saffron. Saffron is really warm. Angelic is that cooler tone of brown. And we're going to go in with, I think today, with Saffron, which is right beside Blazing. So we're going to go in with that. And I'm going to use a placement brush, and then we're going to, so this is the Novepscu brushes. I will put all the sets I'm mentioning today below. So we're going to go in with that Saffron right now, and we're going to place it and then blend, because I don't want it to go anywhere it doesn't need to go. So there's Saffron. Really amazing colors, and all I'm going to do, guys, is just really look at what I'm doing in terms of where it's going. And we're going to do that exact same thing on the other side, focusing on the shape. And then we're blending with our blender brush. We're building that color. Okay. And you can see that it's going, both are going in the direction of my eyes. So always make sure that you're, and it takes practice, but make sure that you're doing that too, because you want it to look even. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in underneath in the inner corners with Retrograde. And this is what that will, you can see it's used a lot. Let me just swatch it for you guys, just so you get you may have this palette yourself. This is Retrograde. It's beautiful. It's not too shimmery, but the inner corners of the eyes, or even just the middle, it's really nice to. So what we're going to do is, sometimes it's better to even place it with your fingers. Just brings the eyes alive a bit on the inner corners. It definitely just makes you look fresh, so you can have that kind of statement look, but you don't look tired, or it's not overdone. Okay, so it's on either side, but we still want to do something. I feel like I still want to warm it up a bit. So what I'm going to do is bring in Saffron on my fluffy brush. I'm going to bring it halfway in here. and I might use my placement brush actually. So we're really just bringing that up. And I'm actually going to go in with Cosmo after this, because Cosmo is a little bit warmer, a little bit deeper. This is Cosmo here. You can see it's like a deep purple. More of a deep kind of brownish, moving into that kind of purple. And we're going to definitely just do our placement brush for this, because this is really important where we want to put this. You can see the difference in the colour and the tone. I'm going to bring that right up. We can focus on, and I think it's coming off, this is the tone that it is coming off on this side in terms of viewing it for you in the lighting than it is on this, but they're both exactly the same. Blending will come afterwards. Placement is really important. Okay, I'm only going as far as we've put the eyeshadow so far. So what I'll do is I'll blend that and come back. Okay guys, so I've got my lashes on now. They're very natural looking, I feel, and the Eyelure Fluttery Light, and I feel they just enhance your lashes. There's nothing that is over the top about them. Now I do have other lashes that are very long and they definitely are stronger in terms of how they look, but I think these are just beautiful. It just enhances your natural lashes. So if you're somebody who doesn't particularly have long lashes, that would be something. That's not to say if you don't like lashes, I would highly recommend the Big Mood mascara from Elf. What I did do beforehand is I did curl the lashes as well with my Eyelure eye curler. That's a really, really good one. I'd highly recommend it too. So yes, this is the look, guys. So far, I think I'm still feeling the same in terms of the foundation. I think that I still even feel now that I need to powder. It might just be me. I haven't used a liquid foundation that's so watery, but it does claim medium coverage, so that'll be interesting. I'm definitely sticking to the 2 weeks in terms of what it claims, because I really want to see if it does improve the just the, you know, the look of the skin in general. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to finish off with some lipstick before we go in with our MAC. I have been looking at a couple, so I will put them on now. I've got it here. I've got a lot of the new True eye lip liqueurs as well that I will go through, but I'm loving the Apocalypse liquid. This is the Apocalypse Lac Liqueur, and I'm going to be putting that on. This is in, let me see guys, this is in, actually doesn't have a name. Okay, but it's a really, really nice colour. So we're going to, I think it will complement today as well. And I might put an extra little bit of blush too. It's leaving me feel, it is actually making me feel what's missing, and that's unusual, but you know, it's not drying. It definitely feels like a moisturizer, so that's really good. And I can see a little bit of a glow as well. So let's just, I really, really enjoy this. Okay, this is really nice, really moisturizing, doesn't dry. So this is the Rimmel Apocalypse, Rimmel London Apocalypse. So what I'm going to do now, just maybe go in with a deeper blush then. With this Elf, I'm going to go in with this because I feel like the blush really isn't really there in terms of how much I put on. So it's not that the blush isn't there, just how much I put on, possibly. Just want a little bit more, just me personally. So I'm going to pop that on. I'm going to use my Real Techniques, just to give it a bit of a stronger look. And we're going to actually blend that out as well. Really trying to use up the MAC Radiance Setting Spray, but I think there's nothing wrong with using what you have and not feeling the pressure of having to get something new, basically. So what I'm going to do is just give it a shake. I usually what I like to do now is just hold it from the top and then just let it fall down. So MAC Fix Radiance, and I got it on Look Fantastic. So what I'm going to do quickly is just, okay, I just let it dry. It feels beautiful on the skin too. So this is the look. I didn't mean to focus so much on the eyes, but I like this look. It's kind of a go-to look for me. What I'll do is I'll come back in 2 weeks, and I will obviously have in the description everything that I feel, kind of week 1, week 2, actually we'll just stop obviously at week 2, and see how I feel about it. It felt like a moisturizer putting it on. It'll be really interesting to see. Thank you guys for looking at the video, and I'll see you soon.